どうも、獅子王玄白と申します。The software has some problems, and I'm currently on my down period. So, I lost my hair from all the stress, and the technical difficulties resulted in my hair being gone. What a great sign! Today, in this current video recording, I will be reviewing the limited period servings of Giga Big Mac, also dubbed as Double Big Mac in Taiwan, and the Chicken Big Mac. And I'll be showing the burgers and also my meal for today's lunch, and then I'll give out the review and points for each limited edition Mac variants. So without further ado, here will be my process of getting the burger. But because there has been some restrictions within within McDonald's, I'm not really allowed to film myself eating the burger. So without further ado, I'll show you the clip and then I'll continue the banter. Well, I'm at McDonald's going to try their new limited offer. The Giga Big Mac is now available in Taiwan, and it's raining because the town I reside in, it rains all the time. Here is your Chicken Big Mac, your normal Big Mac, and the Giga Big Mac. I'm at McDonald's. Now hit in and order one. Wish me luck. So here we have it, the Chicken Big Mac and the Giga Big Mac, but in Taiwan it's called double, but it's actually the Giga Big Mac you find in Japan. I got large fries and a green tea because I always drink green tea in McDonald's. Yeah. Let's open the Chicken Big Mac. Looks like the McChicken patty. McChicken fillet, which is basically the enlarged version of the chicken McNuggets, and we got the Giga Big Mac. Yeah, it's a monstrosity. I'll give a in-depth review or an impression later tonight. That's all. So first, we're gonna talk about the Giga Big Mac, or in Taiwan referred to as the Double Big Mac, and in Mandarin it's called 无敌大麦克. It is an on and off reoccurring limited edition, but it doesn't come back as frequently as the McRib of Taiwan for the Chinese New Year. That being said, it looks monstrous and it tastes monstrous. Don't get me wrong, it still tastes like the Big Mac. However, with its selling point being double the patties, it has more sauce but less lettuce shreds and less pickles, or at least I didn't really find any pickles among the meat. Yeah, how should I say this? It's supposed to be monstrous and big. It looks monstrous, but the size doesn't scream monstrous when compared to the food reviews of the Giga Big Mac in Japan. It tastes like a Big Mac, yes, but I'd argue it's worse than the normal Big Mac. Hear me out. Even though the patty is doubled and it's already pretty hard to hold the Big Mac with a single hand while flipping your phone like a normal fast food goer would. Let alone, I find it difficult because normally I go to McDonald's, I sit there for 2 or more hours sitting there flipping through my book, reading it. And with a Big Mac, you can't do that. You need to focus both your hands on that burger and munch on it. And you need to munch it as fast as you can so that you could slowly digest the information you're reading. However, with the Giga Big Mac, I find it even difficult for 2 hands holding that same burger. It's thicker because it has double the patty, hence the monstrosity. Sometimes when I hold the normal regular Big Mac, I come to the problem with having the sauce, my hand overrun with the special sauce, and with the Giga Big Mac that I've ordered, things just become double the trouble as most of the sauce just come on raining on my hands when I try to hold it still and munch on it. Maybe because my hands are smaller than the average male in Taiwan, or should I say in China. Or let's make it broader. My hands are considered smaller than average in the world for a man. With that being said, with both hands stretched out and grabbing the entire burger on the bun, it's still pretty difficult, let alone because there's too many patties stuffed in the middle, I couldn't really munch the entire burger in one bite. I have to take 2 bites to get one vertical bite on it to get all the things in that burger in one in my mouth. And the problem with the Big Mac is that when you munch to the end, because there's 3 bread buns, the top one, the middle one that serves as the intermediate between the top layer and the bottom layer, and the bottom layer that most burgers have. And when you finish half of the Big Mac, it tends to slide off. And without that box, you spill everything. Let alone the lettuce shreds, it falls off of your grasp and into the box during each bite. That's something you have for the normal Big Mac. Double the patty, you'll figure out you don't really get to eat the lettuce shreds, nor do you get to eat the pickles because they fall out. And that is a very big problem. And by having double the patties, the problem doubles. And you'll be ending up with bread, patty, bread, patty, bread. And when you have too many the standard McDonald's patties stacked together, it becomes dry. You don't really get the taste of the patty, nor do you get the sauce, nor do you get the vegetables to mediate the dry taste. And the normal McDonald's patty is not known to have a lot of moisture. So you need the sauce, you need the lettuce shreds, you need the pickles to give you that moisture. Because most McDonald's burgers, they don't have tomatoes. Something that I don't like, but it is necessary to keep your mouth watering. But the Big Mac, because it's so big, it just falls off. And the Giga Big Mac has that fatal flaw. Everything just falls off. And maybe it's just me, but while I was munching, part of the meat patty just falls off, along with the lettuce shreds, pickles, and sauce. So my experience with the Giga Big Mac here in Taiwan is not great. I kind of did regret buying it. It's expensive. It is something that I didn't really get to eat several years back when it first was introduced or revived for a month. But tough luck for me because they don't really have this kind of limited offer in mainland China. And when I visited Hong Kong or Macau, China, they didn't really have that too in there. But that was like a few years back. And the Giga Big Mac boob in Japan is a recent thing. I've just watched YouTube videos before I went to McDonald's today, and it seems like this is like a 4-year trend or 4-year or 2-year infrequent revivals in Taiwan. But it really never really caught off because the hassle of having everything fall off from your grasp while eating it, in spite of having that box with you. So, my final verdict for the Giga Big Mac in Taiwan, at least, it's not great. It's still edible with the sauce. It's still, with the special sauce, it's still a Big Mac. But when compared to a regular Big Mac, it would be a 6 out of 10. Disappointing. It's troublesome, and indeed, it is monstrous. When I enter the McDonald's franchise, no one really ordered it. To be honest, it's too expensive. It's too big. It's too dry. Everything falls off from your grasp. Yada yada yada. So people go back to their normal orders. Maybe complain about the McRib is no more for this year. And at most order the regular Big Mac because it tastes the same. You don't have as many things falling off from your grasp, and you can hold it on one hand for most people. I couldn't hold it. I have difficulty holding it up with one hand. The McDonald's patty is just a very, very strange phenomenon. It does not taste. You do not taste the moisture from it, but it is surprisingly slippery when you try to grab it between your bun. So that's something to watch out. Yeah. That's all I have to say about the Giga Big Mac. Now, let's move on to the Chicken Big Mac that they recently brought back. I think it's the first time because from my past viewing of McDonald's commercials, they didn't really have the Chicken Big Mac. But you all could fact check me on the description below. Maybe it's in a different country. McDonald's had a Chicken Big Mac, or I don't know. So let me take a drinking water break, and I'll be back for the Chicken Big Mac review. Okay. I took several sips, and now we're back on the chicken Big Mac. I've ate like the McChicken a few years back, and I didn't really like it. It does not look, the McChicken patty does not look appetizing at all. It's flat. It looks pretty uniform, and it looks like an oversized McNuggets filled with mystery meat. When you take a bite inside, it does not taste like chicken. It tastes like the nuggets, and that's why I never really have a positive impression of the McChicken patty. But in Asia, or specifically in China, Taiwan, and Hong Kong, they serve this alternative fried chicken sandwich called the spicy McChicken, or the spicy fried chicken sandwich. Or in case you're from Korea or been to Korea in the past, their McDonald's have this option called the McSpicy Shanghai, which is basically what you find in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and China. The spicy fried chicken that actually looks like fried chicken and tastes like fried chicken, with the juice oozing out when you take the bite. But the difference is just the Korean menu has tomatoes. That's just it. Otherwise, it's just your normal chicken sandwich with mayonnaise and lettuce shreds. In Taiwan, there's a gourmet alternative derivative which has bacon and tomatoes with spicy mayo instead of regular mayo, but it's too expensive. No one really eats that. But with the McNugget-ish patty in Taiwan, the regular menu, it is served with two different chicken sandwiches. The regular McChicken, and there's this chicken sandwich served as a side dish. It's 45 Taiwan dollars, local currency, 45 of that. And it's instead of mayonnaise and lettuce shreds, you don't have lettuce shreds. You have one piece of, I don't really remember because I only ate it once, and it's not good. It's honey mustard instead of mayo, and one or two piece of pickles. Didn't really like it. Never ordered it again. It's that terrible. And McChicken, it's horrible. No wonder it's the dollar menu option in America. And with $1, you rather get a double cheeseburger or a regular McDonald's hamburger than a McChicken. McChicken just sucks. I hate McChicken. Let's get that straight. But something I gotta give it to them is that McNuggets and McChicken, when you bite into it, because it's mystery meat, it has more moisture than you can give it, and that's why it makes the chicken Big Mac look. It gives the chicken Big Mac aesthetically not as pleasing, not as interesting as the regular Big Mac or the Giga Big Mac, but it is underrated because of that. When you bite into it, it actually has more moisture. It synthesizes more than a beef patty that McDonald's serve. So, kudos to you, McDonald's. You kind of redeemed the feature of the chicken, the McChicken patty, and I gotta say, I kind of like it. This limited run, I would expect McDonald's to sell more chicken Big Macs than the Giga Big Mac, because the chicken Big, a lot of elderly and sometimes some middle-aged people here, they kind of have a vow of they don't eat beef, despite the fact that they're not the ones who work in the farm when their family background isn't really good, isn't really that wealthy. So it's the common excuse of, oh, I don't eat beef because when I was young and my family wasn't that well off, we live at a farm and we see the cows working so hard for us. So that's why we don't really eat beef nowadays. Or or in my grandma's in my grandma's response, it's more like I kind of have a incident, and I wasn't really expected to recover, but after I prayed so much, it turned out to be a miracle. I recovered, and as a repayment to the local deities, I will abstain from beef. That happens both ways, but most people, they do that for beef only. So pork and chicken, totally acceptable, unless you're the Muslim population, then you couldn't. But the majority of population in the island of Taiwan, chicken is acceptable. That's why fried chicken, the fried chicken fillet, and popcorn chicken, it's very well known that there's a reverse cultural exchange where people in China mainland, they started eating fried chicken too. Well, the style that brought in by the Taiwanese businessmen, at least, I'm pretty sure that there are different styles of fried chicken, but the big cities kind of have previously had that heat of Taiwanese fried chicken fillet, and it kind of sounds like the same thing for the chicken Big Mac here for this 1 month's limited deal. And I gotta say, kudos to you, McDonald's. You made yourself a new fan. I didn't really expect that synergy and that moisture, because I don't really need to rely on the green tea to moisture my mouth again for a second bite when compared to the beef patties from the normal Big Mac and the Giga Big Mac. So in the end, it wasn't as big as a letdown when compared to the Giga Big Mac, but most people, when you hear Big Mac, you wouldn't think of the chicken, even though it's a limited offer for this for a 1 month period starting from today. But when I hear the term Big Mac, is often the beef patties, and most people are used to the beef patties anyways. So there is some freshness, but you couldn't really beat the nostalgia. So it really comes close to the regular Big Mac level, but I gotta give it to them. It really exceeded my expectations. It actually tasted nice. The synergy is good, near perfect. So I give them 8 out of 10. Very nice.
Nice.
Okay, that's all for today's recording. Sorry for the very lengthy review and impressions. But then again, how should I say this? It takes a very long time to actually come up with these reactions, this review, because I am a pretty slow speaker, despite being fluent in the language. So thank you for bearing with me for this long, and I hope you all to have a good night. Maybe even have a nice meal in McDonald's when you get to order the Giga Big Mac or the Chicken Big Mac. Hell, I would personally want to try the Mahabaraja Mac from India if I had a chance to visit India one day. But that's all for today, for this video recording. My name is Shishiogen Haku. I am an amateur food reviewer, amateur singer, amateur VTuber-ish, and I will see you all next time in the next video recording. Yeah, I'm still new to this. Goodbye, and Shishiogen Haku off.